Students, we are going to discuss the article, centripetal force. It's very important long question of chapter number 5. What is centripetal force? Students, the force needed to move a body in a circle is called centripetal force, and it plays very important role when a body is moving in a circle. Centripetal force is not a separate force, it is due to some another force. The earth is revolving around the sun, its motion is circular. In this case, the centripetal force is provided by force of gravity, and the electron is revolving around the nucleus. In this case, the centripetal force is provided by Coulomb force. And let's suppose we have this string and its one end is tied with a stone, and reel it, its motion is circular motion. In this case, the centripetal force is provided by tension force. So in these examples, we draw the conclusions that centripetal force is not a separate force, it is due to some another force. In different cases, its origin is different. Now come to the article source. It is a centripetal force. The force needed to move a body in a circle is called centripetal force. The force needed to move a body in a circle is called a centripetal force. Now look at the diagram, students, very important thing. Let's suppose the body is moving in a circle. Initially it is at point A, then it goes to point B after time delta t. And the velocities at point A is v1 and velocity at point B is v2. So these are linear velocities. At point A, how we get a linear velocity, v1, by just drawing a tangent line. And tangent line is that line which is an angle 90 degree with the radius of the circle. So that is the velocity v1 at point A. And similarly, the velocity at point B is v2, and so it means if a body is moving in a circle, it must have different velocities at different points, but its speed is constant. So that is the radius, and it is an arc length that is denoted by this distance, s. As the velocity is changing, students, at different points, so therefore we know that as the velocity changes, so there will be an acceleration, and acceleration is equal to delta v over delta t. So that is the acceleration in this case, and the magnitude of the velocity is, speed is same. So that's why v1 v2 is equal to v. So delta t is equal to distance over v. So that is the magnitude of the velocity, and it is same, delta t is equal to s over v. So putting this value in that equation, we get a is equal to delta v divided by s over v, and we just simplify, we get v delta v over s, and it is equation number 1. Look at again here, students, very important article. We are discussing centripetal force, and we shall prove that the centripetal force is equal to mv square over r. So let's suppose the body is moving in a circle. At point A, its velocity is v1. At point B, its velocity is v2. But the magnitude of the velocity, speed, is same at every point. The body moves from A to B time delta t. The distance is s. That is the radius, that is also the radius of the circle. As the velocity is changing, so therefore there will be an acceleration, and acceleration is equal to delta v over delta t, and delta t is equal to s over v, because the magnitude of the velocity, speed, is same at different points. So putting this value in that equation, a is equal to delta v over s over v. So you just simplify, a is equal to v delta v over s, and it is equation number 1. We draw this diagram from this one. So that is V1. We will take the V1 in the same direction, like that. It is V1. Now come to V2. So that is V2, and it is V2 in the same direction of that. So that is V2. And Q2R, that is the change in velocity. And I have already told you that the magnitude of velocity, I mean speed, is same. V1 V2 is equal to V. Students, V1 V2 is equal to V. Look at these two triangles. One is AOB and the other is QPR. I mean this segment and this segment, both segments, they are equal in magnitude. I mean the magnitude is same. And similar case in this case, OA is equal to R and OB is equal to R. So both the segments are equal. So that's why we know that in according to mathematics, if the two segments are equal, then the angle between them is also equal. So these two triangles are called isosceles triangle. So they are isosceles triangles. So angle is theta here, and in this case the angle is theta. And both the sides are equal, and similarly both the sides are also equal. And they are also similar triangles. Students, these two triangles, I mean AOB and QPR, they are isosceles triangles and they are also similar triangles. Triangles AOB and triangles QPR. They are isosceles triangles and they are also similar triangles. Similar triangles. In this case, if we take, I mean this segment AB over one of these, AB arc AB divided by one of these, because both are equal, so that is OA, and we will do the same thing in this particular diagram. And the segment facing theta, it is QR, so you will take QR divided by one of these, because both are same, let's suppose that is PQ. Look at again here, students. We have the two triangles are there, one is AOB and the other is QPR. So these triangles are isosceles triangles and they are also similar triangles. And in case of similar triangles, if we do the thing in one triangle, we are bound to do the same thing in the other triangles. So we'll take this side facing theta, that is RKB, divided by one of these, I mean OA or OB. So that is RKB divided by OA, and we'll do the same thing in that particular triangle. The side facing theta, that is RQ or QR divided by one of these, QR divided by PQ. So you can say arc AB. It is an arc. It is a curved path first. Look at again this diagram. It's very important point I'm discussing. AB is an arc, but in case of a triangle, the three sides should be a straight line, like that. That is straight line, that is straight line, and it's also a straight line. So it is a curved path. It is a curved path. We'll make it a straight line. How we can do this thing? By just reducing time. I mean delta t approaches to 0. If the time should be very small, then this straight line, then this curved path turns into a straight line. So it's a straight line, but the important thing is the time should be very small. So that's very important point I'm discussing, because in case of a triangle, the three sides should be a straight line. How we can make it a straight line? Because it's a curved path, by just reducing time from A to B. Delta t approaches to 0, I mean its time is very small, then it become a straight line. So that is a straight line. So we can say if delta t tends to 0, I mean its value is small, then this arc AB turns into a straight line. So that is the straight line here, divided by OA, it is equal to QR divided by PQ. Students, look at again here. I have already told you that there's this also similar triangles, RKB divided by OA, QR divided by PQ, by just inserting. I mean this arc AB is a curved path, it should be a straight line. How will make it a straight line? By just reducing the time from A to B. If the time should be very small, then this arc become a straight line. So if delta t approaches to 0, I mean its time should be small, then this arc AB turns into a AB straight line. It's divided by OA, QR over PQ. By just inserting the values, students, AB, it is equal to S. Now it's a distance. S divided by OA. OA is radius. What is QR? That is QR, and it is equal to delta V. What is PQ? Look at this. PQ, V1, V2 is equal to V. So that is equal to V. By just inserting the values, students, or just inserting the values S over V, AB, that is the linear distance denoted by S, O is the radius of the circle, QR is equal to delta V, PQ, that is V1, V2 is equal to V, so that is equal to V. And you just cross multiply. Delta V will be equal to SV over R. So delta V is equal to S over R. So we get this value, cross multiplying S into V, you get SV, delta V, so that delta V is equal to S over V. So putting this value in equation number 1, putting this value in equation number 1, we get, look at the case here, putting this value in equation number 1, A is equal to V, delta V is equal to SV over R. So that is S. V over S, that is the value of delta V I have just calculated. So A is equal to V over S, SV over R. So S is cancelled by this S, and we get A is equal to V square over R. So that is the acceleration we have. A is equal to V square over R. And according to second law of motion, we have F is equal to ma. So putting the value of the acceleration, we have mv square over r. As the body is moving in a circle, so that's why this force is named as centripetal force. Look at again here. As the body is moving in a circle, so this force is named as centripetal force. So Fc is equal to mv square over r. So that is the centripetal force. And we know that this relation V is equal to r omega by just inserting this value. Fc is equal to m into r square omega square divided by r. So r is cancelled. We have centripetal force is equal to mr omega square. So that is the centripetal force is equal to mr omega square. So students, in the paper, the question that is very important, that is you have to prove the centripetal force Fc is equal to mv square over r, or Fc is equal to mr omega square. So students, in the last one, its unit is Newton because it's the force and its unit is Newton. In the last verse, I request you all, please do like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you all, students.